In the rough-and-tumble world of professional basketball, players are expected to play with a certain level of physicality and intensity, but sometimes players pass the line of just competitiveness. From Bruce Bowen's karate-style flying kick to Ron Artest swinging his unrepentant elbow at James Harden, these are some of the most horrific fouls ever in the NBA. We're starting off with a shoulder-smacking side swipe from none other than one of the Morris twins, Marcus Morris.
For the Clippers, 50% now for the Mavericks. Oh, a hard foul!
The Clippers were locked in a heated first-round playoff series against the Mavericks. Tensions were running high, and both sides have a lot of built-up anger after being isolated in the bubble with each other for so long. Luka Doncic made a daring drive toward the basket, only to be met with some physical defense from Morris. Luka was too hard to stop, however, and Morris just seems to give up, act on his annoyance, and choose to hack at Luka instead. As a player, you expect contact, but not a karate chop, so it's understandable that Doncic crumpled to the ground in shock as his body processed what just happened. Just as quickly, Doncic stood up to confront Morris before being held back by his teammates.
It's 2 games in a row he did something like that, and I really didn't. I hope so. The first game it wasn't on purpose, but looking back at the fall of this game, you know what I think.
You're not wrong, Luka. This isn't the only time Marcus Morris has committed risky fouls. In a game against the Grizzlies, Morris realizes he's too old to stop the young and springy Ja Morant, so he decides to smack him in the face.
Oh, Morant to the rim! Oh, no!
Unlike his incident with Luka, though, Morris seemed to make sure that Ja was okay. He didn't want any bad blood with the young Grizzly who likes to remind people that he's strapped. Finally, moving away from Marcus Morris, we look to everyone's favorite dog who barks more than he bites. This time, however, he decided to bite.
Look at the blow here by Beverly. Yeah, that's an elbow
chicken
right
wing
there.
For the appropriate penalty.
Yep, this is going to be a flagrant one.
Pat Bev just forgot what sport he was playing, I guess. Went for a shoulder drive on CP3 rather than trying to play any standard defense. Then when you think it's settled, Beverly just can't handle Chris Paul's pettiness. Come on, man. Now, Patrick Beverly might have been watching Aaron Donald highlights before that game, but throw back to this incident where Bruce Bowen decided to recreate his favorite Karate Kid scene.
Zerbiak is kicked in the face by Bruce Bowen.
Actually, come to think of it, was the Karate Kid even out then? I really have no idea. Anyways, Bowen was slapped with a $7,500 fine. Rumor has it, he was awarded his black belt post-match too. When Marvin Williams faced off against Rajon Rondo, Williams knew he didn't want to get put on a Rondo highlight reel.
Rondo on a nice release. Oh, hard foul! A flagrant foul. He might be thrown out for that.
In a move that looked like it was straight out of WWE SmackDown, Williams body slammed Rondo into the ground during a breakaway in the third quarter. The move was so brutal that the officials had no choice but to call a flagrant 2 foul and review the play, resulting in Williams being booted out of the game. Now we look to this incident where Matthew Dellavedova, who mind you is one tough cookie, decided it was not worth his time to attempt to guard Bradley Beal and rather chose to lay him out.
Beal. He is dragged down by Dellavedova, and they go face to face.
Beal and the Wizards were quick to approach Delly, who chose to apologize instead of showing them the Australian wrath. When it comes to toughness, Cavaliers center Jarrett Allen is up there. In a game against Philly when Allen was with the Nets, he took a brutal elbow to the face from his opponent Joel Embiid, an impact that would make most heavyweight boxers wince in pain.
3 maneuvers into the defending Allen, and that's an offensive foul, and it's called on Joel Embiid.
Boy, he ate that. Now, Allen is a low-key guy, but he was up and about after that. He ended up receiving immediate sideline treatment for a bloody lip before returning to the game. But Embiid being Embiid, he gave his version of an apology for the hit.
Obviously, it wasn't intentional, and I got him pretty good, and I'm sorry about it.
That one there was super heartfelt. Now this one is less for the foul and more for the truck afterwards. A bit of Kelly on Kelly action there. Do you remember Jared Dudley, the old bloke who seemed to try really hard to act and seem like the tough guy? Maybe you'll remember this moment.
Dudley and Simmons into the stands.
In a simmering feud between Simmons and Jared, which saw the pair go at each other not only over the course of the game, but over the course of the series. After Embiid fouled Jarrett Allen, it seemed like that was enough motivation for Dudley to take matters into his own hands. He shoves Embiid, then is swarmed by Jimmy Butler and Ben Simmons immediately. Bodies pile over into the courtside seats, and for one unlucky cameraman, he was on the bottom of the dog pile. The situation quickly escalated, resulting in Dudley's ejection from the game, as well as the ejection of Jimmy Butler for what many believe was an unfair call. And we aren't letting Dudley slide that easily because he's a dual culprit. Another incident when he was on the Suns, a teammate Marquise Chris ended up on the ground after a play, but nothing was called. Dudley wasn't too happy with this. The Crudley duo wanted all the smoke. You know, like Chris plus Dudley, Crudley, never mind. The Cavs were up against the Raptors, and Kevin Love was called for a common foul after swinging his elbow into DeMar DeRozan's face while trying to secure the ball. Both teams were dissatisfied with the ruling. The Cavs believe Love had already been fouled before the elbow, while the Raptors felt the play warranted a flagrant foul. To make matters worse, DeRozan questioned the referees as to why the play wasn't reviewed, only to be told that the contact was deemed incidental. And boy was he disappointed. Lastly, we have the man Ron Artest, who, keeping the same theme of UFC elbows as Kevin Love, absolutely rocked Harden.
As Harden goes down.
And our world peace elbowed him.
Oh, no.
Funny how a man who changed his name to World Peace is the one wildin' out. Was it intentional? Was it just a celebration? Seems like he may have noticed James at the end but decided to follow through anyway. I mean, that elbow seemed to speed up. I'm leaving you with a quick question. If these acts were committed outside of the NBA court, would they be deemed assault? Physical misconduct? Maybe. Lucky they can keep their cool away from the game. Most of the time anyways. I trust you enjoyed your walk down Hoop Street, and we'll catch you in the next one.